What's up guys, and welcome to another video with GreenFors. Today we're playing some Shogun 2 Total War. This is going to be a battle replay from my first online multiplayer battle. My opponent is called Megdonk, and me myself is of course GreenFors. So for those who don't know what this game is about, it's basically a game where you control armies and play as a country or a clan in Japan, and fight other clans and stuff. And what I am in right now is it's kind of like theater mode in Call of Duty, where you can watch the game after it has been played. So this is my army right here, and let's start the gameplay. And this video is also going to serve the purpose of sort of like a test video to see how this is going to turn out. I have never done this before. I've never done a commentary in this game before, and I'm going to try to talk a little about the tactics and stuff that I use, but I'm really bad at this game, so I can't really give you too much information or tips or whatever. So let's just start the gameplay here. This is my army right here. I have 3 units of these guys. These are my katana samurai. They are swordsmen. They are basically good against other infantry. On both flanks I have 2 units of these guys, or like on one flank I have 1 unit and on the other flank I have another. I have these guys right here. These guys are my Yari Ashigaru, which are peasants basically. They're like really crappy infantry. They have very long spears and are good against cavalry, which is also the reason that I put them on my flanks, so that they can protect against enemy cavalry. I also have 2 units of Bow Ashigaru, which is like this kind of like the same as these guys, only that these guys have bows instead of spears. I also have 2 units of cavalry. That is these guys. They are my mounted Naginata. They are not anything special, though they are like, because when you start playing Shogun multiplayer for the first time, you don't really have unlocked any of the good units yet, which is why you see me only using really bad units, with the exception of this unit though. So right here I'm sending my cav over to this building, although I'm going to come back to that. Let's take a quick look at my enemy's army. This is the army of Megdonk. He has, I believe, 2 units of light cavalry, which are slightly worse than my cavalry, although he has 3 of them. They are slightly worse, although they have 15 more men per unit, and and he has more of them. So I guess you can say that he has a slight cavalry advantage, or it really depends on tactics used. He also has 1 unit of lone sword Ashigaru, which is like kind of oh no, he has 1 unit. Okay, so he has 3 main infantry units, no 4. He has with this 1 unit of this lone sword Ashigaru, which are pretty much the same as my Yari Ashigaru, only that these guys have swords. Then he has 1 unit of katana samurai, which is the same type of unit that I have 3 of. He also has this unit, which is the Elite Guard Katana Samurai, which is pretty much the basic. It's basically just the same unit as this one right here. This one. The only difference is that it is a veteran unit, which has meant that it basically after a battle, if one of your units does a really good job, you get the option to select it as a veteran unit, which makes you which you can give it a name and you can upgrade it and stuff. He has called it the Elite Guard. He also has this elite unit. This is the Black Watch, which is also a katana samurai. Then he has 1 unit, I believe, of Bow Ashigaru, the same type of archers I use, but he also has 1 unit of these guys, these Bow Samurai, which are better bows than I have. So he has better bows than I have. He also has stronger units of infantry, although I have more infantry than he has. Plus that I have spearmen. He has no spearmen. He has more cavalry than me, but I have better cavalry than him. So here I start moving my army forward, and I have deployed right here. And at this point I'm just sitting around trying to think of a strategy to attack. Here you can see the first deaths of this battle. That's these 2 guys. Poor guys. That's an awkward way to die. Anyways, So I've moved my archers up because he's trying to capture this building. And a quick overview of what these buildings are they are dojos, and dojos are basically buildings on the map that if you capture them, they give you bonuses. For example, this is the sword dojo, which I has taken my cavalry up over here and dismounted them, and they are now capturing this building. That is going to make my sword units better, and that's really going to have a big impact on the battle. This is the archery dojo, which is going to make bow units better. He tried to capture it, but I scared him off with my archers. And I also have these units of Yarya Shigaru in spear wall formation to protect my archers from enemy cavalry that might come charging. So at this point I'm just going to speed up the battle a little bit, because at this point I'm just sitting around trying to think of a good way to attack him. And I don't know, I think he's planning to do a defense. Here I have found out what I'm going to do. I move my army over to this position, like this. I'm going to place it here, because what I want him to do is come down the hill and attack me and meet me in this pretty much flat ground. Because if I have to fight him while his units are on the high ground, they will have an advantage, and that's bad. Here he takes two of his cavalry units and charge them against my archery units. I quickly move up my spear units to counter that, and he understands that if he continues to charge, he will just die. So he moves back. That was a smart idea by him. But when he retreats, I am able to shoot a couple of his horses with my bows. So let's just speed up a little bit more. See what happens. So here I complete my deployment, and he's also redeploying for his cav and different stuff like that. I've also taken my cav that were over here and moved them back here. Here I'm moving my army forward as well as my archers, and at this point the archery or the skirmish duel begins. It's my archers versus his archers. His archers are better, but you can see that this is not, the best player he has, or I guess he's good, but or not really, because I'm also really bad, and the game basically, when you click on find a match, it puts you together with other people that are of the same skill level. You can see this by the fact that he has not spread out his men into spread out formation, like you can see that I have done. You see my men are standing really far apart. My men are also standing slightly in the forest, which gives them protection. And another thing that is making me winning this battle, you can see he's already lost 16 men from his unit, is that I have two archer units firing on his one unit. Here he understands his mistake, and he moves up his second archer units and starts firing. At this point I start to understand that even though I have the advantage of being in loose formation, I am still going to lose, simply because he has better units and he also has a lot better position. You can see he's standing up on this hill right here, which is going to give him an advantage. Here I start moving my cavalry so that I can move it over here to flank his. Although if I remember correctly, I actually pretty much forget this unit of cavalry until pretty much the end of the battle, which was, quite the mistake. So here you can see his samurai are getting destroyed by my archers. Let's see. Yeah, these guys haven't even lost a single man, although these guys have lost actually quite a lot of men, much more than this guy. He has lost 20 men, Mayan has lost... Yeah. Anyways, that's not really important anymore, because at this point I understand that I will lose the archery fight, so I start moving up my infantry to attack him. Once again I follow with my plan and attack from this direction, which I hope will give me an advantage, or it will give me an advantage, or not really an advantage, it will just even out the fight. Here you can see the victims of my archery fire. At this point he is moving his army around so that he can more efficiently meet my charge. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. As you can see what is happening, he's moving his army down from the hill, and that allows me to attack him on open ground. Here the charge of my units come, and it is pretty much at this point that I lost kind of a lot of my control over this battle. I didn't really expect him to charge me, because I thought he was defending, but you can see my plan worked out very well. All over this place we are pretty much equal when it comes to position. and our units are fighting equally. Although you can see I'm currently losing here. I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe it's because they got a better charge, or I don't know. You can see blood all over the screen and that kind of stuff. Here I move my, you can see some of my units started to waver earlier, and as a result I moved my general up to inspire them. Here that was very good of me, because now you can see his units are fleeing. What I did then is I charged my spear units into his cavalry, which is perfect, because these guys are experts at killing off cavalry. And here I also charged in some of my own cav into his swords, which is going to be effective. Although over here you can see I actually lost the fight, because I charged Yari Ashigaru into swordsmen, plus that the swordsman had a better position. Here you can also see some of my cav that charged in, which I charged them in because I wanted to save my spearmen, although they didn't really do the job. So here I even charged more units in. This is my general's bodyguard, and I hope that he can make a difference, because this is sword units and they are not the best against, you know, cavalry. I quickly run my general out of there because, alright, at least I try, because I see that his general and his archers are just destroying my men with archers. So here I take my general and I run right past his general, which is right there, and charge them in to the ranks of his archers. Here I also take my spearmen and I move them into these archers. At this point I have pretty much won the battle, because the only units he has left are his archers and his general. So these units, I think it was them, or I can't really perfectly remember. He still has this cavalry unit, but I guess he has forgot that they, I guess they routed and ran away from the battle, but they decided that they didn't want to do it anyway, so they came back. So here I ran my general through the ranks of the archers, and I ran it back in again to get the charge bonus, and that was effective. As you can see, they are running away. So at this point I think he is, my opponent admits defeat. All of his units are fleeing, and there you go. That was a close victory, so I'm not trying to say that I'm really good or something, because in one way this is kind of an unfair system, because I have a lot of experience with the Total War games. I have pretty much never played online battles before, but I know some of the basic strategies, such as putting your archers into loose formation. Like I guess he just forgot, because you could see later in the battle, yeah, he did put them into loose formation. So this was a close battle, and it was actually really fun, so I hope to bring you guys some more of this game. You can comment if this is something you guys want to watch. Regardless of the comments, I am going to post some of it, because this is fun. And this is also one of the main reasons that I bought a new PC, and basically because I want to play games like these. Because I really love like history-related games. The history that is in this game, like the Japanese clan warfare area, it's not really something I'm too interested in, but it's still a great game. And also, what I want you guys to comment is the quality, because I'm not really sure how this turned out. I have experimented a little bit with recording, and I think this is pretty much the best that I'm going to get. I hope that the frame rate was good. I can see up in the corner on the frame rate measurer that I sometimes, like when I zoom in on units, I lose frames. I go down from like 50 frames per second to like 30. I hope that isn't too noticeable on YouTube, but you guys have to comment if this is like, if you can accept this. So here we're going to go into the unit statistics and see which units did the best. Surprisingly enough, the best units I had on the battlefield was these Yari Ashigaru. These guys actually turned into a veteran unit after the battle, which was really interesting. You see, they got 154 kills. A lot of that was just, you know, killing off cavalry and archers, which is not too big of a deal when you are a Yari Ashigaru, but still. Other than that, my infantry did really well, as I expected. My general also got a lot of kills, simply because he charged down a lot of routing units. My bows did decently, but not perfectly. I mean, I didn't really come with expecting that my bows were going to do a good job. These Naginatas did pretty well though, and but this guy sucked. Although, if you remember from the battle, I kind of forgot to move this guy around, so that's that. Here you can also see the power of the elite guard that he took with him. That got that many kills. So I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I hope you are looking forward to some more. I am currently going to try to play a little bit more of this, try to get better, so maybe at one point I can even become so good at this game that I can start giving you guys some tips and tricks if you want to play this game yourself. Although I know that the majority of my subscribers have no real experience with this game, so but I haven't really tested out Skyrim too much yet. I know that I played a little bit, and there's a little problem that I want to fix before I go ahead and post any gameplay. So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, bye.